Good morning, friends. Welcome to CredenceIAS. Then, which of the following 5-year plan Food Corporation of India has been established? So it is just a factual one. So third 5-year plan. So third year 1965 it was established FPI. So based on that you can calculate the 5-year plan. This is the third 5-year plan. Then which of the following statements is true with regard to primary deficit? So what is you need to understand is primary deficit. So there comes various deficit. Primary deficit is fiscal deficit minus interest payments, right? So this is what we understand with regard to the primary deficit. So various deficits comes into picture: fiscal deficit, revenue deficit, total deficit. So of them what we majorly focus upon is the fiscal deficit and revenue deficit. Revenue deficit more or less not required now, only the fiscal deficit is the major criteria. So primary deficit, why it is used? To assess the performance of the present government. So whether it has done any new it has borrowed some new or created any financial burden to the government exchequer. So it will assess the financial performance of the particular government, the present government. So for that they will use to calculate the primary deficit. How it is arrived? Primary deficit is arrived based on the fiscal deficit minus the interest payments on the various previous years borrowings. Based on that they will arrive at the primary deficit. So answer is the A. So which of the following is not included in the human development? So this is direct inequality. So education is there, life expectancy per capita. Based on these three parameters itself the HDI has been devised upon. So the answer is the D. Moving on to the next aspect, which of the following can be said that the reason for the economic crisis of the 1991 rise, right? Which of the following are the reasons? One is, first is the adverse balance of payment, definitely adverse balance of payment. So it is the major cause. It was the major cause for our BOP crisis in 1991, economic crisis in 1991. Then the Gulf War, yes, Gulf War has also resulted in the sudden spike in the oil prices, making us to pay more to get the oil. For that our forex reserve has dwindled upon. Then the rise in fiscal deficit, yes, definitely rise in the fiscal deficit. So all these reasons, all these are the major aspects for the economic crisis of the 1991. So the World Bank defines which poverty as living on the less than $1.9 per day in purchasing power parity in terms, it's absolute poverty. So absolute poverty is nothing but a poverty measured in the absolute terms. Absolute terms in the nothing but capable of a person earning some amount to lead the basic life. So that is the absolute poverty, where the person is not able to fulfill the basic needs. Relatively is when the comparison of poverty takes with specific reference, we call it as a relative poverty. So these when the World Bank defined it as $1.9, it is majorly talking about the what we call it as the absolute poverty. We will go with the 27th question. Consider the following statements in regard to the headline inflation. Headline inflation figures reported through the consumer price index. So that is correct. So headline inflation is reported to the CPI itself. The headline inflation released monthly by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Yes, that is also correct. So headline inflation is released monthly by Bureau of Labor Statistics. The statement given is, which of the statements given above is or not correct? So which of the following is not correct? Both are not correct. So both are not which are not correct. So both 1 and 2, so both are correct. Since they are not asked which of the following are not correct, it needs to come neither 1 nor 2, right? Both are correct. So if they have asked which of the following are not correct, neither 1 nor 2 are not correct. So this is the answer need to be given. So with regard to the headline inflation, so it talks about it is through the consumer price index, and headline inflation released monthly by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It talks about that they are neither 1 nor neither 2. So both are not correct with regard to this. Then we will move to the next question. We move to the next question. Which of the following personalities or authors of the book Problem of the Rupee and which year. This is Ambedkar, right? So this is the correct answer, straightforward. So which of the following best describes the disposable income? The disposable income equals so disposable income or disposable personal income is nothing but total income. Say for instance there is a 10,000 income of a person, of them here if this is income, then he has to pay some taxes. Say imagine he pays 500 rupees as a tax, so that it will go to the government. Okay, then mandatory deductions. For instance 500 rupees he has a EMI for a vehicle loan, imagine. Okay, so it has to be deducted. So of total income of 10,000, 500 rupees he pays to the as a tax, 500 rupees he pays as a loan to a vehicle. So how much amount he is left with? He left with the 9,000. So this is his disposable income. From this he can buy various goods or do whatever he want. He pays rents for his house, maybe buy goods for the living. So whatever he does is this amount. This is the 9,000. How it is arrived at? By deducting the taxes and any deductions. Say for instance EMI, anything for that compulsory deductions are there, it has to be taken out. So what actually the disposable income means? The disposable income majorly talks about disposable income equals to total income minus taxes minus the mandatory deductions. This is what we understand with regard to the disposable income. Then consider following statements with regard. There are numerous customers competing to purchase the offered goods or services. Only one dominated for dominating the market, controlling supply of specific good or services. Consumers pay higher prices and face limited choices, resulting in reduced welfare compared to the competitive market. So which above the statements are discussing which of the following markets? It's about the monopoly market. Okay.